Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today I'm doing a little bit of shop organization, something that I've been meaning to do for a long time. Organizing my chainsaws, my extra chains, and my extra bars, and hanging them on the wall so that they are off the floor, out of the way, and all in one place. And it's all due to this very simple bracket that's hanging on the wall. So let me show you how I made it. I have been wanting to build a rack for my saws for a long time. The current way I store my saws is just in various places sitting on the floor, which means they get in the way a lot. I have my 3 saws that I want to store vertically on the wall. I have my big milling saw, my felling saw, and my limbing saws. They're all different sizes, so I'll take measurements to figure out the spacing and size of the slot that will be needed for each bar to pass through. To make the wall bracket, I'm using this piece of angle iron that I found in the offcut section at my local steel yard. It has a 4-inch leg, which will touch the wall, and a 7-inch leg, which will contact the saws. That should give me enough depth to support the 090, which is pretty deep. The angle iron is a 1/2 inch thick, which will provide a nice beefy industrial look to the rack. Using the measurements from the saws, I'll lay out the 3 slots. They're all 3/4 of an inch wide, and the spacing ended up being 10.5 inches. The 460 and 025 have the same start point for the slot, an inch from the wall, but the 090 with its deeper setup has the bar starting 3 inches from the wall. Now I can use my metal bandsaw to make the cuts to establish the slots. To establish the ends of the slots, I was planning on drilling a hole. I decided to cut the slots first because I figured it would be easier to drill a hole that is centered between 2 curves than trying to saw 2 curves that are perfectly tangential to each side of a hole. After the 6 curves are cut, I can cut the angle to length. This leaves me with a 1 foot length that I can potentially use for a baby shelf in the future. The overall length of the chainsaw rack ended up being right at 36 inches. Over at the mill, I can start drilling holes to release the waste. I was going to drill 1 large hole, but my 3/4 inch drill is still all chipped from when I built my bandsaw mill. Not feeling like spending a bunch of time at the grinder, I decided to drill a row of smaller holes to release the waste and clean things up with an end mill. Since I don't have much experience with the mill, little stuff like this is great practice. One thing I'm still getting used to is the hang of knowing which way the table will move based on which way I turn the handles. Since it's not quite second nature yet, I still have to think about it. While I'm here, I can also drill the holes for mounting it to the wall. I'm going with 6 mounting holes, which is technically overkill, but I like the aesthetics of it. After some cleanup with the grinder and a couple coats of paint, I can give the bracket a try. The saws fit correctly, which was a nice reassurance. Now I can look at storage for extra bars and chains. I originally wasn't planning on including storage for these, but after looking at the setup, the bars and chains are way in the back and almost shielded by the saws. I laid out a few of the bars and chains to establish a spacing for studs, which will hold them. With the spacing laid out, it was back to the mill to drill and tap the holes for the studs. This was another task that I took some opportunity to practice. In this case, it was power tapping on the mill. The idea here is the tap is held just tightly enough in the chuck, so if there's a snag or whatever which would cause the tap to snap, it will instead slip in the chuck. This process definitely took some getting used to. Mainly I erred on the side of caution with how tightly the chuck was gripping the tap, so for the first few holes I tapped, the tap would start slipping as it was getting to the point of being fully engaged. But as I got through a few of them, I got more comfortable with the process and figured out how tightly to grip the tap and how much pressure I needed to apply to the quill to help guide the tap into and out of the part. With all those holes drilled and tapped, this thing is ready to mount to the wall. I use lag bolts and shields for that. The saws slip really nicely into their slots, but one thing they need is some blocking to stay vertical. I made a block for each saw to support the side of the saw opposite of the bar and keep the saws sitting vertical. Last I can start hanging the bars and chains. I'm just using bolts for this, and to class them up a bit, I've sleeved them with some tube. And on the studs that hold the chains, I've included a washer to help prevent them from slipping off. There's a few common questions that I'm anticipating with this project. The first off happens to do with the saws leaking bar oil. So about a year ago when I decided I was actually going to make this rack, I set my saws up leaning against the wall and kind of left them there to see if they would leak. And they didn't leak any bar oil the whole time, and I've actually never had any issues with the saws just leaking bar oil for whatever reason. And these have been up here for a couple of days already, and they don't show any signs of leaking anything. But if they do, I'm not super worried about it. I have rags, I have degreaser, not a huge concern of mine. The next probably common question is going to be with the chain touching the metal bracket. And obviously on those two over there, it's not a big deal. They have the scabbards on there that protect the chain. The only real issue is this guy here, the milling saw. This has a skip chain on it, so there's a lot of area between the actual cutting teeth. So it's actually a little hard to have the chain aligned in a position where it's not going to be anywhere near the actual bracket. And lastly, the saw is going to get in the way of the travel of the Bridgeport table. And that is entirely possible. If I need to have the table come so far over that these happen to be in the way, it's pretty easy to just, take the saw off the wall for the time being and then stick it back up there. So another thing that I'm not particularly concerned about. So another step closer to a nicely organized shop. I still have a long ways to go, but it's a baby step kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at making this chainsaw rack. I had a fun time doing this. It was a really quick project. It got me out here for a few hours. I got to use the mill for a bit, which this thing is an incredible joy to use. It's just so much fun to do stuff on this machine. So, heart. I love it. So thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about the chainsaw rack or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.